Ta-da! And back at you with another video, and welcome to this edition of Stop the Capping. I'm your host, Ahmad, and we got some things that we need to talk about. We got some things that we need to talk about, ladies and gentlemen. We got to talk about them because the violence here in the city of Chicago has gotten out of hand. It has gotten out of hand. And I mean, seriously. Every time I pick up this phone, there's a news break about someone losing their life here in the city of Chicago. And it's gotten out of hand. We are shooting each other left, right, and center. I don't know where all this violence is coming from. I'm not sure what's the issue out here with these young kids, adults from 18 to 30. I'm not sure what the problem is. I'm not sure if anybody knows what the problem is. You can't say it's there's no jobs out here. You can't live a life of violence and crime and then expect to all of a sudden just turn around and get a job the next day. Okay? It don't happen like that. You can't be out here in these streets robbing, stealing, killing, going to jail left, right, and center, and then expect to just jump out into society when everybody's going to take you with open arms. It doesn't work that way. There's some repercussions and consequences for your actions that you need to atone for. And if you've been to jail more than once for petty crime and petty activity, whether it be gangs, drugs, or whatever, you can't expect society to just jump over and just hand you a new leaf. You're going to have to prove to society and to others that you deserve that third, fourth, and fifth chance that you have now been getting, especially if you've been in and out of jail more than once. How many chances does an individual need? How many chances does society must render unto you to get you to see and do and act and behave a certain way? What must society do to get you to turn over a new leaf within your life? You can't go your whole life blaming others for your mistakes, consequences, and bad choices. You can't. There's only so much blame of others you can do. There is. You can only blame someone else for so long. At some point, you have to stand up by your bootlegs, your bootstrings, and be responsible for the choices and the decisions that you're making. If you're part of a gang and you out here shooting gang members left and right and involving yourself in all these other type of negative activities, there's no one to blame but yourself. You choose to go down that avenue. Don't say there wasn't choices that you could have made differently that would help you along the way, because there is. There is. It's easy to give up. It's easy to give up. You could have said, no, I'm not going to go down that path in life. But this killing, road rage, I mean, senseless killing. Just senseless killing. Two young men, instead of paying rent, they out just doing all type of shebangler, shenanigans with their rent money instead of paying the landlord the rent that they living in his place. They get behind, so what do? They go online and research how to Or how long does a body decompose? How long does it take a body to decompose once it's been dumped in the sewer? So instead of going online and trying to find jobs, legitimate jobs, so they can pay the landlord back the money that they owe him, they're gonna get behind the rent instead of looking on the internet for ways of getting employment. They go look on ways of finding out how to dispose of a body, and they kill their landlord. Instead of paying the landlord their money, they lower him with the promise of, hey, we got your money, but they kill him and dump him in the sewer. Take his credit card, cash, whatever he had on him, and they just out living the Miller High Life. And these are two brothers, two African American brothers with not enough common sense to go online and try to find some employment. They go online and try to find out how to get rid of a body. You sit up there and devise a plan to get rid of a person that owns the building. What do you think the survivors are going to do? They still going to just let you stay in that apartment building and not collect the rent that is owed to their father, their brother, their uncle? You think this landlord was the only person in that family and no one was going to miss him? No one was going to know that, hey, he got some property out here and people are living in that apartment that you're living in and it's due rent on that apartment? You don't think that none of his heirs are going to know that that building, that apartment exists and you in it? Stupidity of the highest order right there. Instead of you looking for a job, you go out and take the man's life. Hey, I got your money. Come on by the place. Stupidity. Stupidity. These are crimes that should not even have to happen. You boys could have found better ways. Get out there and get a job. Go work at McDonald's. Nah, y'all too proud for that. $15 an hour is too proud. Y'all just like my knucklehead nephew. He rather sell drugs, hustle, try to hustle, instead of getting a job that pays $8.50 with benefits. Instead of go getting a job that pays $8.50 an hour with benefits, he rather stand on the corner, risk his life getting shot, robbed, thrown in jail, and the job was only part time. And he couldn't do that. So he rather risk his life, risk his freedom, hustling, instead of taking an $8.50 an hour job with benefits. That same job that he could have took when I took him there, if he stayed with it, he'd have more than 12 years in. He could have went back to college if he wanted to, with 25,000 towards an education. He'd have been making about $26, $27 an hour right now. He would have benefits, vacation. He would still be home by 10 o'clock in the morning, and he would have the rest of the night to do all the shenanigans he wanted to do. But no, they want to stand on the corner, hustle, get shot at, rob, steal, just to make some quick bucks. And then when you buy the money, you're not even saving it. You're not even reinvesting it. You spending it on materialistic things, posting them on internet, social media outlets. Look what I got. For 2 weeks later, now that stuff that you don't want out there and hustle for, lost your freedom for, losing your freedom from, it's not old. It's insignificant. Nobody cares that you have it now. What kind of foolishness and brainwashing are our youth going through in this time period? Where are the parents at? Where are the fathers and mothers of these young men and women? Yeah, that's what I said. Women, women are starting to take on these shenanigans too, and that's a darn shame. Now our young women are out here robbing, sticking up, carjacking. What is now? What is this now? The stud version of the homosexuality community now. This what the lesbian stud doing now. This what the lesbian hustlers doing now. This what the lesbian stud is doing now. The street thug on the lesbian side. This what they doing now. They out here carjacking, robbing, sticking up people on the trains. How you sticking up somebody on the train with $200 worth of clothing on your body? You walk around with Jordans on, North Pole jacket, this brand, that brand, and you out here sticking up somebody with over $300, $400 worth of clothes on your back, but you out here sticking up somebody. Make that make sense. You got all this name brand on your body, but you out here robbing folks. You out here robbing folk with Nike gear on, Adidas gear on, Face North gear on, high end merchandise, but you out here robbing and killing. You out here robbing and killing your own for some materialistic things that's not gonna last you but a day or two. But you out here taking another human's life with no disregard, with not a care in the world. Get on social media, brag about what you took, get back with your boys, laugh about how you popped somebody in the head and how they fell out when you shot them. Boast and brag about how you take another human being's life, because that's what they doing. Oh, you just to believe they get back to their little spot, they bragging about who life they took. Oh man, I popped that blah 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 blah. Oh man, you should have saw how he this and how he that. Now it's a conversation to sit around and brag about how you took another person's life. Your ass needs to get caught because that is the stupidity of the highest order, and you need to get caught. You need to get caught. And if you women, if you want to follow the same stupidity and path of the men with all this criminal activity, you need to go down just like them because it doesn't make sense that we as African Americans out here committing all these criminal activities. The hell with what other races are doing. We shouldn't be the one doing it. We shouldn't be living a criminal activity life, especially after what our mother's father have suffered. We should be the last person out here committing crime and violence. We are a disgrace to the people who fought to get to where we are today. We are a disgrace to them. We are a living disgrace to the descendants of Africans who had to suffer at the hands of the Caucasian race to just exist once slavery was abolished. We are a disgrace. We need to stop worrying about what other nations are doing and try to focus on being a better race of people ourselves. We are a total disgrace to those who came before us. There's no grace in what we're doing. We are a total disgrace to those who came before us. Those who had to fight, struggle, claw to get the few little benefits that they did get, and to now be the descendants of full benefits and rights, not all as it should be, but to have it better than those before us, and we're still out here doing the things that we're doing. Killing each other left, right, and center over a few materialistic things. Taking people's lives over a few materialistic things that's not going to sustain you. That you got to go back out there again and do the same thing over. Because what you did that time, it only sustained you for a few days. Now you got to think about where the next meal come from, where the next this come from, where the next that come from. But we always jumping up and screaming and hollering when one of our youth gets shot by a police officer. Now we want to protest. Now we want to scream and holler, Black Lives Matter. Why only Black Lives Matter when an officer of the law shoots one of us? Why the protest when an officer shoots us, but there's no protesting when we shooting each other? Why there's no demonstration in the streets for the common criminal doing what he's doing? Why is there no demonstration left, right, and center about all this violence being committed left, right, and center within the community? Why only do we demonstrate when a police officer shoots one of us? Why are we all up in arms when a police officer kills one of us? But when we killing each other, it's just another Negro gone. Most of the incident that I've seen wasn't in the newspaper. It wasn't projected on the news. It came on my phone. I turn on the phone, news break. They got people sitting in prison now, been in there since forever. And now the case is just coming up. 3, 4, 5 years, just sitting, waiting on the trial. Stupid crime of the highest order. Greed, selfishness. Instead of getting out there trying to work for it, you want to take it. You want to take it. You want to sit around and use your brain to devise a plan on how to take someone else's merchandise, how to take someone else's property, how to take someone else's hard work and earnings and living. Instead of you using that wealth and knowledge that you have to benefit yourself, you want to use the talent that you do have to commit crime. You want to use your skill set not to benefit yourself and help others, but you want to use it to take. You want to sit around plotting and planning on how you're going to take someone else's hard work. That's what's sickening to me. These are not crime of passion. These are not crime of opportunity. You are sitting around plotting and planning on how to take someone else's merch, how to take someone else's valuables. You are sitting around scheming on how to commit this crime left, right, and center. You're not sitting around here saying, hey, how can I use this YouTube, this GoPro to better myself, to better my community? How can I start a YouTube channel? They have Africans building homes off of YouTube. They have Africans buying land, building homes off of YouTube. Content creation. We want to use YouTube to go out here and commit murder and post it online. That's the kind of content we want to create. Stupidity. We want to hurt people and videotape it. We ain't making no movies with it. We want to bring live, raw action. We want immediate gratification, immediate impact. So we taking people's lives and we posting it online. We stealing people property and merchandise, and we want to brag and boast about it online. Stupidity of the highest order. And where are the parents at when all this is being committed? We, as young men and young women, we have no respect for even our own parents. Because we look at our parents one shit, so I ain't shit either. So who cares? Who cares? But we always want to put the blame on someone else's for our causes. Everyone else is the cause of our downfall but ourselves. Everyone else is the founder and creator of our issues but ourselves. We want to point this finger at everyone else but ourselves. We want to do this. This is us. We want to do this instead of taking the initiative and say we are the cause and effect of our own problem. We want to do this. We want to be finger pointing, name calling, but the names that we calling aren't ours. We want to put this stuff on somebody else. We want to cause the issue from this someone else's. We want to cause the problem on someone else. So kids don't have resources. Kids don't have this. Kids don't have that. We got plenty of libraries throughout the city of Chicago and suburbs. Plenty of them. Half the time I go in there, it's empty. What the knowledge just sitting there? Half the time I go in there, they're empty. I see more people just trying to keep warm in the library than I see people in there trying to benefit from the library. I see more people in the library trying to get warm, keep warm, than I see people benefiting from the use of the library. I used to go in the library all the time as a kid. Said I would just read a book. Just grab a book. I used to like reading Western books when I was growing up. I don't see no kids in the library too much. And when they do go there, they're into some mischief. They don't know how to behave. They're going in there doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. We have too much in our society that could benefit us, but we're not using the benefit of those things that are in our society. We blame others for not taking part in them. We blame others for not having resources in our community. Who wants to bring something to your community when you tear it up? Who wants to bring something to your community if you're going to tear it up, not take care of it? Too much crime is in our community, and we are the cause and effect of it. And I'm tired of people trying to blame it. You can't blame all this on the immigrants. The immigrants for immigrants. Immigrants are not responsible for half the crime that's going on in the city. So that foolishness needs to stop. Our young men and women need to stop thinking about what they're doing. In and out of jail. Go right back in jail, and all they doing is going back with the friends that they out on here on the street with. Oh man, you ain't here too yet. They're not rehabilitating themselves. They're just going in there clicking up. Now they got some idiot out there putting money on their books so they can live the Miller High Life in prison. I told my son, you commit a crime, you're gonna do all your time. I'm not putting one dime on your books when you had a chance to live right the right way. I'm not gonna support criminal activity. I'm not. I refuse. Your mama, she can send you money. I won't send you a dime. As hard as I worked out here, and you want to commit crime? No, unacceptable. You commit a crime, you doing all of it. There won't be no house putting up, taking out loans. Now you have innocent, 110% innocent, whole nother ball game. But you out here doing some stupidness, some shenanigans, some foolishness, because you didn't know how to say no when you've been taught to say no, when you've been trained how to fight to defend yourself to say no. When you know you can come to me and talk about any issues and concerns, if you can't handle it, you know dad can't handle it, but you let yourself get caught up in some foolishness, oh, you doing the time. I will not support not one dime of you going to prison. You will not be getting Jordan's Air Force One while you sit in jail because you done committed some crime and got caught. No, you gonna serve it just like you got caught with it. I'm not supporting you while you can sit there and eat noodles and you just living the Miller High Life. But you out here causing someone pain, harm. You taking someone's life for your foolishness. You destroying lives for your foolishness. I got a nephew, been in jail almost 20 some years. My brother has been putting money on his books for more than 15 of them 20 years. Not only has my brother been putting books on it for his son, the mother also, and his other brother. Now you think all this money that these people are sending you, you would think to save some of this money. You already in prison. They're gonna feed you. You got a roof over your head. You would think all these years in prison, let me bank some of this money. Let me bank it. So when I get out of here, I got something to fall back on. No. My brother told me he has sent $13,000 since his son has been incarcerated. We ain't even talk about the child support payments that he was receiving before he went in there. That's a whole nother matter. But $13,000 money he have sent to put on my nephew commissary while he's been in prison, while he's been incarcerated. I told him I won't be doing that. You may think it's rough, Yeah, it is rough, especially when you've been brought up and knowing and taught how to live life in a proper manner. And I'm going to support you while you in prison too. It's not happening. It's not happening. If you choose to live that lifestyle and that path when you had the right life, the right course of life to follow, when you had parents that was out here working and doing things to provide for you so you can stay right, stay on a course, on a straight path, and this is the path that you choose, oh no, no, no. I will not support not one dime of your stay. I will not. Not in this household. You can say I'm wrong, but it's not happening. If this lesson right here won't stop you from doing these type of activities, because if you know somebody's gonna support you while you in jail, you're gonna keep on doing what you're doing. You're not learning no lesson. You know you got family, mom, dad's gonna keep sending you 100 here, 50 there, so you can eat, live up in prison, watch movies, walk around with the latest fashions on. From who? Who you trying to look good for? I'm not supporting the nonsense and violence that you committed on the streets and got incarcerated for. It's not happening. It's point blank and period. I will not give you one dime. You can call me harsh. I do not care. It's not happening. I want jail to be hell for you. I want it to be so when you get out, you never want to go back again. Because as long as somebody's supporting, putting money on it, you're not learning anything. You're not learning anything. I don't care to go to jail. I got friends in there. Hang out with my boys. No. Let your boys feed you. We got to stop the violence in our community, folks. We got to stop blaming others and take responsibilities for our youth. These young men and women did not come into the world by themselves. Somebody brought them here, and somebody needs to be held responsible for their conduct and act. Because if you don't, society will. If you don't take responsibility for what you brought in this world, trust and believe me, someone else will. This violence in our city needs to stop. The violence needs to stop ASAP, and it starts with us. Thank you for this edition of Stop the Capping. I'm your host, Ahmad. Keep it locked, keep it in check, like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next episode, peace. I'm out of here.